Hello and welcome to the channel. So it's been about 5 weeks, I think, since my last video, and part of it is I've been traveling quite a bit, some family travel and that, and so just kind of getting back into it after several weeks off. So today we're going to do something called the front and back challenge. The front and back challenge is you take a photo in one direction and then you turn around 180 degrees and take it in the other direction. And you end up with something that looks, kind of like this. So this actually started as a street photographer's challenge, but I think it also applies well to nature photography. And one of the benefits, I think, of it is that we end up kind of forcing ourselves to really kind of stop and look around our environment and see those things that maybe we didn't notice because we were so locked into whatever the subject was that we had discovered that we never looked behind us or in other directions for that matter. So kind of a fun exercise. So you're not necessarily going to get all portfolio worthy photos from this, but really that's not kind of what we're going after. What we're really going after is trying to get those just those shots that really kind of show what's around us, what's in our environment. And actually when you couple them together, it actually makes kind of an interesting thing. So my goal today is to probably try to get, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 different sets of photos, but maybe we'll get more. Sometimes it just kind of depends on the scene. We have a beautiful day today. Not necessarily the sky that most photographers like. It is one of those completely blue skies, but it's the kind of sky everybody else in the world just loves. So we'll make the best of that. We are here in the morning, so it's not very busy, so that also helps, although you did see one person walk through, but this park can get quite busy during the middle of the day. So we're going to head off towards this one bridge that goes across the lake, see what we can find there. We really got lucky to be able to find these ducks sitting here. Just an amazing first shot for the morning. So I'm going to go ahead and get some shots of these guys before they decide to fly away and no longer be here. So that was the easy part, although a little bit of luck did play into it, finding those ducks there. But now what I need to do is I need to find something in the opposite direction that is going to also make for kind of an interesting shot, or at least the most interesting that I can find. So that's the whole point of this exercise, is once you take your shot, you need to look in the opposite direction. And so let's just take a quick look at what's over there. And so if I pan back over here, I can see, I've got the ducks there, although with the wide angle, it's a little bit tough to see. And now it's just a matter of panning across and looking in the opposite direction, and we'll see the bridge start to come in, and I'm really kind of looking over towards this way. And so I've got the additional challenge now of not only being in the other direction, but also looking into the sun. So lens flare and some other things may come into play, or maybe that's going to be part of it. So the good news is we've got our first pair. So we're going to walk around now and look for some other pairs of photos that we can get continue with this challenge. But we really got lucky, I think, with this first one, having those ducks just sitting there, and they're still sitting there. So I didn't have to rush as much as I thought I did. Hopefully we find some other kind of nice pairs as well. I see some birds flying by and that. So it looks like it's going to be a great morning for wildlife. The calm winds should also be able to get some pretty decent reflection since the sun's not directly overhead yet, so let's see what we can get. So already we got lucky and found another bird. So apparently it's a good bird day to be out here at Wood Lake Nature Center. Really it's kind of amazing just being right in the middle of Richfield, not too far from the Minneapolis airport, and just being able to have just this great wildlife around. And you can hear probably the traffic in the background, but Now really when you're in here, you kind of forget that you're in an urban environment. Now in this case, as I pan around to look in the other direction, I notice that the other direction here is actually a little bit more interesting. The light is a little bit nicer pointed this way. This scene over here is really kind of speaking to me with the dead tree and the bridge and then the other trees and the reflections and that. So I think that's what I'm going to go for my next shot. So we did find some turtles, or actually a turtle right here. So I'm going to go ahead and capture that. And then I'll go and see what I can find in the other direction. And he's behaving really nice. He just waved at me. So I think that can make kind of an interesting photo. Now let's see what we can find on the other side. Clouds in that. So this might actually be a shot. And then there are a few other clouds back over here that seem to be a pretty good. So I was able to get 6 nice sets of shots, and here is the set. Hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Great day here at Wood Lake Nature Center. If you're in the Minneapolis area, whether you live here or you're traveling through, definitely a great place. Really close to the airport, probably about a 10-minute drive at the most from the Minneapolis airport. Hard to believe you could be this close to both downtown Minneapolis and the airport and have such a great area. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like. Also subscribe if you want to hear about more. Bye.